Hi, I'm Tommy C. You might know me as the hockey-obsessed jerk that yells at his staff, hangs up on his phone callers, and generally makes a jackass of himself on YouTube. Yeah, that's me. But today I'm going to talk to you a little more sincerely. Something happened today that I used to take for granted and it hadn't happened in a long time. So I realized that, yeah, maybe I did take it for granted. And I also realized at that moment when it happened, that I have you guys to thank for it. And it's a lot bigger than getting 800 subs or a certain amount of hits or anything like that. Certainly, I do this as a hobby, and I enjoy it tremendously. It's a big part of. It's a great way to pass the time. It's a great hobby, and I personally encourage it, and have and willing to help people that want to start their own channels. I'm not one of those people that is just trying to protect my own thing. I don't want you to start a channel because just in case it'd be better than mine. I don't care if it's better than mine. But anyway, let me get into it. In order to do that, though, I got to tell you kind of a quick story. A lot of you guys know that I'm in Germany, but most of you don't know why. Let me pull this in, make sure you can hear me, and I'm going to tell you a very quick story. I was in the United States Army as of 2010. Into late 2010, my ex-wife, the wife I had a child with, she decided that it wasn't working out for her anymore, and she decided to leave me right before I was supposed to go to Texas, Fort Bliss, and this posed a serious custody problem for me. I'd seen this happen before to other soldiers, and really, it's kind of a sort of a bait and switch in a weird, in a roundabout way. What happens is your ex files for divorce, and then you have no choice but to go to Texas or wherever they send you. And when you're gone, or trying to get back or whatever, your wife goes to German courts and she files for abandonment. After the abandonment is almost automatically approved, as you're not able to show up for court, and you are at the mercy of your ex when seeing your own children. I'm not complaining about that. That's just the way it is. It would be that way in the United States if a German actually just up and left the United States. So that's just the way it goes. The only difference is if you're a soldier, you don't have a hell of a lot of choice where you go, and divorce is not exactly a priority. Through some spectacular efforts and some super support from my family, my current wife, and the Army, some very special NCOs in the Army that sacrificed a lot and gambled a lot to get me to stay here initially sort of semi-legally. And how they did that is I used the 9/11 GI Bill, which gave me a reasonably good salary so I could pay the bills over here in a very expensive city in Wiesbaden. And I would get a job on post that would keep me sort of that semi-legalness. I don't like, it's called command sponsorship. I'm not going to get into all of that. It sounded great, and then on top of that, I had to stay in the reserves, and on top of that, I had to work from 11 to 6 o'clock in the morning, pretty much for almost a 2-year straight period. That would have been all great, and that proved to the German court that A, I was interested in staying here, and B, I was capable of fending for myself. The problem came with this. Now, certainly, these times and dates are not all conducive to see your daughter. I had to work weekends and things like that. So initially, what happened was my ex would complain to the court, like let's say if I had an exam, that she would use the fact that, let's say I can't take her this weekend because I have an exam, or I can't take her from Tuesday to Wednesday because I have an exam. That would immediately go to court and be an example of abandonment. That way she would get total custody. Now, I stayed here for the specific reason to be a father to my daughter. And it basically came down to this: quit your job and become a legal German citizen. And on top of that, I had no health insurance. So I definitely need this. I had a condition called diverticulitis. You might know that Brock Lesnar had the same thing. We're like in the 2 or 5 percentile of people that get it under the age of 50. And, if that were to flare up, I would be in some serious crap. So fortunately, in that time, I met the love of my life. I mentioned her a lot in the show. I'm Andy. We decided to sort of get married to get around that, and I could get health insurance. The problem was, again, I had to be unemployed for the first time since I was 14 years old. I have never not had a job in between that period. between the time that I was 37 and the time that I was 14, or 14 and 37, no matter where you say it. Since then, I've had to basically live on the support of my wife and my family. And that means in order to sort of maintain custody, and to make a long story short there, I won. There's no doubt in the local government's mind that I'm here to stay and I'm here to make something of myself and what have you. But in that time, I had basically had to go and sort of do something I'd never done. I'd have to be supported by somebody else, and it gave me a lot of time to do this. And right now, in a few minutes, I'm leaving for my German class, and of course, we're applying for employment, all sorts of employment at all times. Now, when you have no money, it's emasculating. I'm not going to lie to you. It's just a weird thing. When you can't even buy your own drinks, it's emasculating. When you have to go to your parents to come up with Christmas money, it's emasculating. And I don't like that. I liked my own old role. I like to be the one to make the money and be more a part of my family. But these circumstances force this. My current wife is absolutely understanding, and she's been a rock through this whole thing, even though she's actually faced abuse in a way when she's absolutely innocent in the whole thing. Everything turned out great. Things are turning around. Going to school. Unemployment's right around the corner. But there's something I didn't do in that time. I haven't bought anything in a long time. And the reason I was able to buy something, specifically a birthday gift, something my daughter really wanted more than anything, was not because of my family, was not because of my wife. It was because of all of you. Those little yellow ads that you see in my videos create revenue. And I just finally got this straightened out. I never actually tried to get the YouTube money that I earned. I never really thought too much of it. It wasn't all that much. But what it enabled me to do is buy this. And this right here is a tablet for kids. And you bought it. And I am absolutely, I hadn't done anything like this in a really, really long time. Like I had bought something that I didn't get some help with or something like that. And it is really because of you who enjoy me, Dead on Dave, Jake Link, comedian Jake Link, Jeff, and Matt, sort of make jerks out of ourselves and talk about our favorite sport right here on this channel. And plus, the videos also bring in subs, and they also create interest in this little community that we have. So I have a lot of people to thank, really. I have you in the chat, you that clicks on the or at least looks at the ads. I have the NHL to thank with their liberal policy with Google. I have Google to thank, and I certainly have YouTube to thank. This beautiful, beautiful capitalist experiment, and I don't mind pointing that out, that allowed somebody like me to earn a little bit of money to sort of feel like a regular dude again. Somebody who can actually shell out money and do the right thing for their daughter. And that is because of you. We're a very small channel, but it was just enough to make my daughter smile and make me feel like I'm doing something again. And I can't be more thankful for the wonderful, wonderful thing that you did, and I couldn't be more sincere. That being the case, I don't want to say that I'm some kind of friggin' victim. We're getting things on our feet. My marriage is very, very good. We're actually going to be doing the ceremony within a month or two, and things are really great. But all of this is because of the ad revenue, and that's probably why you're seeing a little more yellow dots than usual. I need that ad revenue to do things like this, and I need that ad revenue so you guys can call in, so I can pay the Skype bill, which isn't that much, but it's not like we're bringing in a lot of money. And I'm, contrary to popular belief, I'm not trying to become a sports broadcaster. I have no interest. All I want to do is this, and what we're doing. I just want to get better at what we're doing. And again, thank you. My whole team, some of our super fans, I don't want to name anybody because I'm afraid I'll leave somebody out. But Roy, Deb, Glenn in South Philly, the regular callers, even you guys that hate me, assuming you didn't have ad blockers, and whether you hate me or not, I don't think you hate my daughter. You got her this, and I hope you keep listening. And I'm gonna keep trying to put out this sort of material. And as long as it's legal and as long as I'm at the rules, I'm going to keep doing it. And I couldn't thank you enough. Please stay tuned tonight for In the Crease with Tommy C. We're broadcasting live with Dead on Dave, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll be here to say goodbye for the week, our last broadcast day, and we'll catch you Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the mega start of our week on Sunday. Shot from the Point Live. Thank you so much. For making me feel like a dad again. Bye.